You know the feeling. You're trying to run away from something, but your legs feel like they're moving through wet cement. Or maybe you're staring at a final exam you completely forgot to study for. Why does your brain force you to experience this? For a long time, we thought of sleep as simply powering down the machine, a biological standby mode where the brain finally gets to rest. Under that logic, dreams were largely dismissed as random neural exhaust, just meaningless static firing off in the dark. But high-density brain scans show a different reality. The posterior hot zone lights up with intense activity during dreaming. To generate these vivid hallucinations, the brain consumes massive metabolic energy. It isn't idling. It's performing a highly demanding, resource-intensive task. This suggests that dreaming serves as an immersive mental simulator. But that raises a critical question. Why does this system expend so much energy to force us through scenarios that are frightening, emotional, and often completely nonsensical? Let's start with the nightmares. If sleep is for recovery, it seems counterproductive for the brain to subject us to sheer terror. To understand this, we have to look back at our ancestors. They lived in environments where physical threats and predators were a constant reality. In that world, failing to recognize a threat or hesitating during an escape meant you didn't survive to see the next day. Evolutionary psychologist Antti Revonsuo proposes the threat simulation theory. He argues that the brain uses sleep to rehearse survival skills in a controlled environment. By immersing you in a high-stakes scenario, like being chased or attacked, your brain allows you to practice threat perception and evasion with zero real-world consequences. These nightmares function as biological drills. They ensure that when you wake up, your nervous system has already practiced the maneuvers required to survive a dangerous world. But we don't just dream about predators. Many of our most vivid dreams are domestic dramas, filled with crying, fighting, or navigating complex social webs. Social simulation theory suggests that because humans depend on the group for survival, we use dreams to rehearse social bonds. We practice interactions during sleep to avoid the social rejection that for our ancestors was often a death sentence. This rehearsal also helps us process the day's stress. Neuroscientist Matthew Walker identifies this in his sleep to forget, sleep to remember model, which tracks how the brain handles emotional memories during REM sleep. During this phase, the brain performs a kind of emotional surgery. It retains the informational data of a memory, but strips away the visceral, autonomic stress charge attached to it. This works because REM sleep occurs while the brain is devoid of noradrenaline, a key stress chemical. Without that chemical anxiety, the brain can safely integrate the experience into your long-term memory. These emotional dreams recalibrate our internal systems. They depotentiate our daily traumas, resetting our emotional baseline so we can function socially the following morning. Then there is the third category of dreams, the ones that defy all logic, like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while you slowly turn into a giant chicken. To solve this mystery, researchers looked at artificial intelligence. In machine learning, a system can suffer from overfitting. If a neural network is trained on data that is too repetitive, it becomes rigid, losing its ability to handle new or unexpected tasks. Computer scientists fix this using dropout, injecting random noise into the system. By disrupting the network, they force the data to find new pathways, which restores the system's flexibility. Neuroscientist Eric Hol's Overfitted Brain Hypothesis suggests our brains do the exact same thing. Because our daily routines are so repetitive, the brain injects bizarre chaos into our minds during sleep to prevent us from becoming cognitively rigid. The weirdness of your dreams is a necessary maintenance protocol. It is a nightly software patch that keeps your mind adaptable and ready for the unexpected. These theories demonstrate that sleep is not a passive state. It is a period of active survival training, emotional recovery, and cognitive maintenance. This is why sleep debt amnesia is so dangerous. People who claim to function well on 5 hours of sleep have often simply forgotten what full cognitive capacity feels like. And while many use alcohol to fall asleep, the data shows it works against you. Alcohol sedates the brain rather than putting it to sleep. It fragments your sleep architecture and blocks the REM stages required for repair. Chronic sleep deprivation also prevents the glymphatic system from functioning. Without deep sleep, toxic beta-amyloid proteins fail to be flushed away and begin to accumulate in the brain. Choosing to neglect your sleep schedule effectively shuts down these internal maintenance systems. Your brain needs these nightly simulations to keep you mentally sharp and emotionally stable. If you want to learn more about the science of performance, subscribe and check out our next video.